happy to have her in here and get to speak about her because she's always doing dope stuff via her social media. So I'm going to add her in here. So tonight, it's good to see you guys. There she is. Hey.
Was goody. Awesome. How are you doing?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm good, excited.
I'm fucking with the shades. I'm fucking with the hair. I'm fucking with the whole vibe. Let's
Thank
go.
you, thank you. It's tight and it's heavy. It hurts.
How are you doing? Shout out James really in the building. Congratulations on your BET placing. Now,
Yeah.
Geisha, sorry, I
What's
had a
up?
brain fart, but I'm really excited to talk to you tonight and get to know you because, as I was just saying, you're always doing amazing things via social media every time I'm seeing you. And as a female entrepreneur, just really like out here grinding and trying to do my thing is very like inspirational and motivational for me
Yeah,
to see you going. And I'm like, all right, well, I gotta keep going. Geisha already went on live, posted down your 4 posts already. Like, I gotta get with it. So
yeah.
thank you for that.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Definitely trying to get myself out there and get. Even though I was a '90s baby and grew up with the internet when it was still AOL dial up, I'm still trying to get used to this whole social media posting consistently thing. So I definitely appreciate you noticing.
No, you're definitely doing a great job.
Thank you.
And that's, Downtown World is all about. Don't waste no time with negativity. And especially because I am a Black woman behind this, like
Thanks.
anytime I have the chance to like talk to you guys and
Yeah,
just be able to spread awareness, like 1000%. Don't ever hesitate
greatly
not to
appreciate.
reach out.
Yeah.
Now, let's get into Geisha. What possessed you to take that name? Because let me tell you, I have a real white girl side to me, and one of my favorite movies of all time is Memoirs of a Geisha. So I'm like,
Really.
hold up a second. It's not the same thing happening. So what inspired that name? Put me on.
So overall, I've always been in love with like Japanese culture ever since I was a kid. You know, trying to write out a little Japanese symbol, had no idea what I was doing. So thanks to anime for that, like Sailor Moon and all that. But what made me come up with it is about 3 years ago. I actually, when I first started producing and writing my own songs, I had another artist manager here in Charlotte come over and like kind of teach me some stuff. He was working on a song, and originally I was just gonna go by Zay and just keep it simple like that. But he was like, yeah, short for my real name, Xavier. So I was just being real basic.
Beautiful.
But he was like, no, that is too common. Do you know how many people got that name? So we were just kind of chilling in here, and I just started looking around my room, and I had this big giant tapestry of a geisha, and I was like, geisha. It's a woman trained in conversation, music, and dance. So it's literally the epitome of everything that I am as a person. So I was like, that's perfect. Yeah. And I
I
have geisha
love that.
on my arm.
And I love that that's your reasoning because that's one of my favorite things
Yeah.
about the movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, they were not like selling themselves. They were women of like the fine arts.
Hmm.
So I really do love that. Now, Charlotte, let me know a little bit about what it's like, growing up out there because I'm from, shout out to Natasha, I'm from Toronto, Canada,
Cool.
and it's a different experience over
Yeah.
here, right? So what is
Yeah.
it like over there in Charlotte
Um,
and where?
Over the years, I feel like we've become more artsy here. So I would say we're an artsy city, but I mean, it's your basic down south town, not really Atlanta movement, but we kind of got our own little vibe here. So it's chill. You get that city life, but if you also just want to take time and go out to a lake, to the country, it's like the perfect mixture of that. And the people here, like you could just go hang out. Like we have a section called Noda, or but I can't say
The
Nep,
shades fire.
you said Noda.
No, I said the shades are fire.
Oh, thank you, thank you. It's part of my brand, just so you know. Fits my eye quite nicely.
Amazing.
But yeah, no, it's real chill. There's a lot of chill areas. You got like a lot of your bars and stuff, but anything that you want to get into here, you can find it. Dancing, music, it's all in the middle of downtown and a little bit on the
Okay,
outskirts.
so what I'm all about is the food. Okay,
Yeah.
so like what is the food? What is it giving out there? What does it say?
Now I'm a picky eater, so I'm pretty sure you'll get a better. I don't know. You probably get a better opinion from someone else, but I think our downtown has a lot of cool spots. Like about a month or so ago, I went to a restaurant called Eddie V's for the first time, which is like a prime steakhouse kind of seafood kind of thing.
Okay,
It was good. It was good.
okay.
I tried some new stuff there. So yeah, our food is good. We got a lot of bar places, but they be alright. Be a little pricey, but they alright.
I don't know. Toronto's pretty expensive. I always hear
Yeah.
people say it's close to like LA, so I don't know. Is it like expensive like that?
Oh no, dear God, no. Mm-mm. No.
I
They-
love it.
oh,
So, what brought like your overall start into music? Was it something that like you're always kind of like interested in, or did something happen where you're just like, this is now part of my life?
it was a collection of those things. When I was younger, you know how parents kind of force you into doing little school programs and stuff. I was one of those kids, but I didn't realize like I actually had a talent until one of my teachers kind of said it. I had to sing in a performance and we had to do some dancing, but she was mostly impressed by the fact that I could sing and dance at the same time. I was a shy
Right.
kid, so I didn't think too much of it back then. But as I kept getting older, I found myself dabbling into like drums. I played for my church's band. Never took the time to learn music because, again, I was a kid, didn't know no better. But once I got to college, I kind of finished off my last semester. I was studying psychology, but I ran out of classes to take, and the only class I had room was for a digital music composition course. So I was like, all right, that'll be dope. First day I walked into class, I fell in love with it. We did a tour of the campus for it. We walked into a studio, and I was like, I want to know every last thing about what goes on in this room. And since then,
Oh,
since I could only take it for that one semester and I graduated, I've just been teaching myself since then. But the birth of it all would probably have to come from my first two CDs that my uncle bought for me. One was a TLC fan mail CD, and the other one was Destiny's Child's The Writing Goes on a Scroll.
oh,
Yeah.
oh,
And
oh,
then,
oh,
hmm
oh.
since then, I've just been like in love with
Oh my
music.
God, yeah. I
Hmm.
love that. I
Yeah,
love
thank
that
you.
because those are like two amazing projects that like are timeless art to like pieces of art that I believe. I was just listening to Confessions
Yeah,
by Usher. That album.
yeah,
Um it's just like it's not going anywhere. It's just timeless.
exactly. So I'm inspired by that kind of music, timeless music that's still getting played to this day. That you're just gonna know for generations for forever. Tina Turner, people like that. That's actually where I get part of my voice from a
That's
little
the mindset. Yeah, is that the mindset that you kind of like go in with when creating your sound and your music? Like, how did you come about with your sound? Because I love like your kind of funky style, your spitting bars,
bit.
but it's not like I don't know how to describe it. It's not like oh somebody like is like I'm trying to find the best way to say it.
Hmm.
Basically, I like your flow
Uh-huh.
and the way it kind of like
Goes up and
I don't
down.
know
You can
proper,
you can
yeah, I
flow
don't know
with
the
it.
proper terminology for that.
Yeah,
That's why I was like trying to think of the name, and I'm like, it's not crescendo, it's not.
yeah. So that's probably just my subconscious because I love TLC's group as a whole, but I connected with Left Eye the most. And when you listen to Left Eye, she's actually talking. She's telling you a story, or she's talking to you directly, or
Yeah,
trying to get
for all the
across.
profit.
Right. So I took her flow. I took Tina Turner's energy, and I kind of just combined it into one. So when I did my first project, it was a 90s baby modern geisha. I wrote and produced the whole thing. Not the highest quality, just so people know in case y'all go listen to it.
It wasn't bad though. It wasn't bad. It
Thank
wasn't bad. I
you.
listened to it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like because I always like just dive into
Yeah,
like I know a lot of people complain that like their interviews the people don't like listen to the music. I dive
yeah.
into like your whole discography, whatever I can find with you.
Thank
So
you.
like I definitely could hear the growth in comparison to like the
Hmm.
latest record you have now. So it wasn't bad. I was like,
Yeah.
what I did say, not to cut you, what I did say was that it's clear that you do a lot of the work yourself and you're doing a damn good job at it.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. See, affirmations, kind words. We need that, okay? But yeah,
1,000.
um, that developing that record by myself, you could kind of hear hints of what I sound like now. I just didn't know how to develop it to a professional level, if that makes sense, something that audiences could get into. So
Mhm. Mhm.
after that, I already knew like I had a skill in writing. I was like, if I come back to this project later and redo it to the quality that I'm doing now, it's gonna be dope. I feel like there's a couple of hits on there. Um, I got joined up with no genre music group, so shouts out to my manager. It's also his birthday today. Joined up
Happy
with him.
birthday.
Yes, he's been working me to death, but it's all for the right reasons because he's been developing my sound since then. So when I first joined up, of course they want like, a little bit of a catalog.
Just because we have artists and people wanting to grow into artistry.
Yeah.
When you say develop the sound, do you mean like you guys are working cohesively to still find what that sound is for you, or like?
Yeah, so he's a very busy guy. So for the most part, he gives me like a sentence of a direction and then just is like figure it out. So I pretty much take what his pointers and then what I kind of figure it out to be in my mind and then just make it mine. So,
Mm.
just marrying the two, his professionalism with my rawness. And that's actually how we got to the grit of my sound, but the feeling it's just natural. I feel like that's the way music is supposed to go. You're supposed to feel it. So that's my intention in every single song. And that's how we get
Yes.
there. Yeah.
No, I 1000% agree with that. So who would you say some of your musical like inspirations are? I know you mentioned Tina
Mhm,
and things like that, but if you could really give me more of some artists that you're like, and I know you said Chelsea was
mhm,
first one of your first CDs, Fan Mail,
mhm.
biggest that CD.
Yeah.
I think I still have it somewhere, the blue one, right?
Yeah.
She,
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
yeah.
I'm I'm gonna say Eminem. I know it's probably weird for a lot of people, but Eminem because he was so funny to me with like the Slim Shady LP, and I feel like he really brought personality into music. Like you can make music fun, you can make a little joke. We know you're not serious, but it's the storytelling within his music, and I love how he goes about it. So Eminem. I love Method Man and Redman's flow right off gate, like can't deny them whatsoever. Their wordplay, I feel like it's something that's very important that needs to come back to hip hop that we don't get to hear anymore. We don't hear bars. So that, yeah. And then, people like Mystical, people that's bringing energy. And for new people, of course, Cardi B, Doja Cat, absolutely love her. She was like,
Oh yeah.
so,
Uh, People be sleeping on Doja, but let me tell you something about that girl. From Moon, she had me. I was like, I see the vision.
yeah,
You
I
got
was in love with just her freedom with it. Like you could tell she was just having fun, and it became an accidental viral hit, which I think is funny. But what she did after that totally speaks to her talent. It's a Libra thing. We just,
Ah, are you a Libra?
I am a Libra.
I'm a Libra. Oh
Libra
my
gang.
god.
Hey,
I
see, it's the vibes. We just get natural vibes when it comes down to music.
natural.
Undeniable.
Are you September or October?
October 4th, baby.
All right, September 29th.
Ah, you're right
Amazing.
there.
Literally, we're right there.
Yeah.
And Mr. T4 Libra Gang in the house. So
Hey.
I love the fact that, you're in Charlotte. You're like, I'm going to pursue my goals and
Mhm.
be an artist for real and invest into my artistry. Can you take me a bit just through that mindset? Because I know for a lot of us, we're still working 9 to 5 or a job to help to finance
Mhm.
our real passion, as I'd say. And it's hard, right? You
Yeah.
want to focus on what you really love, but you got to deal with other things in life until you like transcend to where you're trying to be.
Mhm.
So, what is that mindset like for you when it comes to those things?
Um, it's exhausting, I will say that much, but I think what keeps me going with it is just the understanding that this game is not free. I think a lot of artists think that they could just like write a song and it's great to them and you got your people around you like, "Oh, yeah, that's dope." But what they fail to understand is that I think the last guy in your interview said that nothing is handed to you. Literally in this game, nothing is handed to you. With every level that you go through when you're coming up in this game, you're going to be approached by somebody that's saying, "Hey, are you investing in yourself? are you going to pay for this from me so that I can potentially help you with your career? You're going to get a lot of that. So you kind of just have to get into the mindset. I need an income. I need a money flow. My job might suck and I might hate it, but this is going to potentially finance my lifestyle for the rest of my life and potentially take care of my family. So I just have to remember it's not just about me. This could change the lives of people around me. So let me get my butt up and go to work. I know that this game is expensive and I'm also adding on a little side hustle, but I'm doing it because I love music. Like I'm not stopping whatsoever. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to do it because eventually people are going to know my name, as they already do, kind of sort of.
You're the artist. You're
Yeah.
out there
Yeah.
and you're doing your thing.
Mhm.
I'm in Toronto, Canada. How the fuck you know me? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like, it's just it's refreshing and it's beautiful to just hear you speak this way, you
Mhm.
know, because I see everything that you're doing via social media, but to like get a bit more of your mindset behind that,
Yeah.
it's just like reaffirming and it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
awesome.
you.
So when it comes to no problem, when it comes to like writing
Mhm.
specifically,
Mhm.
what is that process like for you? Are you doing crazy shit like while you're driving? You're
Uh,
trying to like write down lyrics. Like, what is that process like for you?
oh no, absolutely not. So what happens is and it really just all depends on what kind of space I'm in. Like, I might have some beats and I might let the beats talk to me. So what that's like for me is I'm literally listening to the beat to hear if I can hear words on it, like what would fit. So sometimes I write a song like that and I won't write anything down. I'll just keep repeating bars to myself until I finish out a whole verse or a hook. That's
Mm-hmm.
in a creative state. In a kind of chill state where I don't know what I want to do, I might take a drive. I might be doing something random, maybe going to the store, and I will hear some other artist song and I'll come up with some bars for that, like if I would write over that. So
Yeah.
writing, I don't start off writing at all. I will come up with the whole song in my head and then I'll write it later just because I have to turn in the lyrics to my manager. Or
How do you remember?
I just repeat it to myself. I take about like 30 minutes, just repeat the bars to myself, make sure I remember it, boom, come in here, record it. And then I'll just write,
Wow.
listen back, and then I'll write it down later to send to him.
Yeah.
But if I'm trying to be quick, then
I can
yes.
barely remember when I leave from the room to the freaking kitchen what I went for.
Yeah, no,
That's
it
amazing.
definitely takes a lot of practice. I'm getting a little bit better at it. But if I'm in a rush to come up with something, then I'll write it because I can see the bars and I know how to just finish the rest of the rhyme scheme. And then just go from there. I'll add the feeling to it later. Mhm.
So, like, how serious are you? Well, I'm asking you this, but please don't feel like I'm disrespecting you because, as I said, I definitely listen to your music
Yeah.
and your freestyles, and I hear your pen game. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just humor me.
Mhm.
Like, how serious are you about the pen? Because to me, you know, you have people like, and I'm not saying they're not serious,
Mhm.
but you know, the more like it's pretty, it's cute. Let's get some writers.
Okay.
Um, and I'm cool with that
Mhm.
life in the hip hop game.
Yeah.
And then I feel like you have or sorry, in the rap game, then you have the hip hop game where it's like I'm thinking Conway, I'm
Mhm.
thinking, you know, the whole Griselda
Yeah.
type of squad. I'm
Okay.
thinking like I see Benny in here. That's type. So how serious are you when it comes to like pen?
Very serious. Whenever I'm getting into the writing mood, I always challenge myself to write or try to say something that I haven't done before. I know like these days people like simplicity, but I think that's just because we've gotten lazy and that's what we give them. People will like what you put out if they like your music. So I think we've gotten very lazy. So I try not to be lazy with myself. However, what I will do is I will say what I want to say in the simplest way. So I'm still saying something that's like it makes you think, but I said it simply so it keeps you on track. So it's very
Mm,
important to me. I think a lot of people just kind of gave up on that, which is why you hear a lot of songs just kind of saying the same thing over and over again. Me no like.
mhm.
Me no like that. So I'm very serious with it. As far as like having other writers come in, no, because I can't feel you. I can only feel me. So if you're writing it, those are your words, those are your feelings. I'm not an actor. I'm not just going to try to portray this. It's not going to sound the same unless it's authentic. So I take my pen very, very seriously. To always grow, it needs to be mine, but that doesn't mean I won't take others' ideas on, hey, maybe you should say, like my manager does it, maybe you should say this part differently so that when you're performing it, you can breathe through it and you won't kind of run out of breath and get too tired. So little stuff like that.
Very true. Very true. I do remember, I think, having that conversation with someone a while ago where it's just like, you want to think about how this comes out performance wise. There's a lot of mans in the studio and it's punch, punch, punching, punching, punching,
Mhm.
punching.
Yeah,
And then they can't perform their shit. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So a lot of people don't really put that into perspective. I love a good show and I'm very disappointed when I see an artist in person and it's just not giving what the record was giving. I'm like, this is a mess,
I
you
hate
know?
it. I hate it.
Yeah.
And I look up to people like TLC and Doja Cat who can perform live, Normani who can perform live with their vocals. So because my manager knows that's my inspiration, he's developing me to do that. And yeah, you have to think about your song as a full package. Can you perform this on stage? Is it a performance song or is it an album song? So you have to really just kind of take your time. Don't rush it. I think a lot of people rush to put out records without thinking about the full package. And just take your time. Stop rushing it. Get some real direction, people. Professionally,
Yeah,
please.
most definitely. So was there ever a time, Geisha, where like you had a 16 and you thought it was the shit, but you found out the hard way that this not make it, it not make it. Yes, I
um,
am Jamaican and Canadian.
yes, yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I think some of my freestyles are like that, but they were just something to kind of post. But I have a couple of songs in my catalog that I've written like over the past year or so that I definitely want to go back to because it was not my best. And typically that happens when I'm trying to force myself to write something just because I need to write, as opposed
Mm,
to just taking that mental break and just refreshing, let your mind wind down, and then coming back to it and making sure it's coming out authentically instead of being forced. So yes, I have a few. I have a few. I can definitely listen back to my stuff and be like, that's whack. I
what's
do.
your meter, if there's even like a way to really describe it, but what's your meter like kind of for that?
What's the what?
What's your like meter or your judgment? Is it like what you were explaining before, where if you took too long to kind of explain one thing?
I can't feel it. If I listen back to
Mm,
myself and I can't feel it, I know nobody else is going to feel it. Like those bars just aren't hitting the way they're supposed to. Maybe it's something I said that just doesn't like come across for the song, or at least for what I'm trying to give with it. Or I don't know, maybe I did it too dry. It could be that. So yeah, if I can't feel it, nobody else is going to feel it. I trust myself first before I let the world hear it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So, down your question that we do ask here at Downtown World, don't waste no time with negativity, Geisha,
Hmm.
is what is a situation where it was definitely negative, hands down, but somehow, some way, you found a way not to waste any time with negativity?
When I first started,
I also
I know one. When I first started doing this and I was like really trying to take it seriously, my friends were the most negative ones. And like before, if anybody asks, I've known these friends since high school. So like they're my rollies. We've been through shit through college. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. We've been through stuff through college. Um,
Oh, you're fine.
okay, okay. But yeah, no. So they're a jokey bunch, but sometimes their jokes don't always come across the best way. But I never take it to heart because I know that's just how they are. But when I first started it, and my quality wasn't quite there, I was producing the beats myself, so the timing wasn't always quite right. They were just like super,
Hmm.
super negative about it. Like, I just don't see you doing it right now. Like, ooh, your quality, da 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 da. I took that as a growing thing. So it's
Hmm.
negative. Like it can definitely dampen somebody's spirit if they're not passionate enough about what they're doing and if they don't believe in. Yeah, and you have to like really believe in what you have. And I knew even then I had something. I had no doubt in it. And what I tried to explain to them was like, it's just the mix. The mix right now is if there. I'm doing all of this by myself. You may not hear it now, but I know I got it.
It's gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm too
yeah.
chipper of a person to let negative stuff like that get me down. So I might be like in a bit of a, all right, y'all just did it. But yeah, that's about it. Just get on and do
No,
what I gotta do.
I love that, and that really speaks to mindset because a lot of people, we call it like yes man or whatever. They want people to just be like,
Yeah,
so, just not honest with them if you're really
yeah,
speaking on it.
yeah,
But what they're doing, and it's like it takes the real people around you to be like, okay, girl,
yeah,
there is like a million people doing this right now. This ain't it.
yeah,
Like, you gotta fix up. You gotta like push harder. I know
yeah.
that technique doesn't always work for everyone all the time,
Hmm.
but that's just one way because another thing that I feel like is important, especially in the music industry, is mental health,
Yeah, facts.
and with all these like people passing away, this
Hmm.
whole panini going on,
Hmm.
every like the
You
whole
said the
shebang.
panini.
It's just like, yeah, yeah. It's just like what the heck, So
Yeah.
how do you put your mental health first in your life, Geisha? Do you do that all? Is it something you think about?
Oh yeah, definitely. Cause I mean, outside of all of this, I also assist with taking care of my grandmother right now. She's like not unable.
Oh, Granny!
Yeah, she
I
raised
love
me.
Granny!
Yeah, she raised me. So like basically now it's my turn. She doesn't walk anymore. So I assist with taking care of her as well. It was like a really challenging thing because it just occurred like maybe the past 2 years, like about 2 years ago. So it's a really challenging thing. So what I do is I take naps. Naps are really healthy. No shame in that. I take a chill. I like to sit outside and do a lot of things or just to chill outside. Just be outside, sun, air, atmosphere, woosah, movies and
Yeah.
snacks. That's how I keep my mental health in track. And good
Mm,
laughter. I love laughter.
I absolutely love that. No, listen, I've been going to nursing homes like pretty much like all my freaking life.
Hmm.
Like some senior or older people, they have just been some of the realest people I know.
Yeah.
So definitely, as much as you can, talk
Mhm.
to Granny and
Yeah.
get all the juice, all the details,
Yeah.
all the things. Like
Hmm.
their knowledge, like they be saying shit and they don't even know that they're saying it. And I love
Hmm.
the fact that you said naps, like,
Yeah.
and not to feel that guilt. I literally just got cussed about that today, right?
Hmm.
So naps are very important. There's this book that I just finished reading called Why We Sleep,
Hmm.
and speaking on the importance of sleeping and the cycle and things you're doing prior to sleeping,
Yeah.
the whole range of things. So sleep, I definitely learned, is some form of a healing
It is.
for us. Right?
It really is.
Now, yeah. So I want to ask, like, is that something moving forward that you're always gonna like kind of keep important because you're with shows and things just get busier and busier for you as an artist as you start growing.
Yeah.
How will you try to keep these things like as a part of your life?
Oh, girl, I already planned. I was like, once I start getting on the road, y'all might as well go ahead and tell me what y'all need to tell me before we get in this car. Because once I get in, pillow, I'm out. I'm taking a nap. We on our way to the next destination. Wake me up when we get there. What's the game plan? Okay, I got it. My mind has to have time to take a break, like rejuvenate. It's like a battery. I can't do anything without my brain. So if I'm exhausted, that performance gonna be lame. The song probably gonna be lame. Y'all don't want me to be a lame person. Let me get a nap. Okay, just don't bother me. That's all. But yeah, no, I already planned. Naps are in, at least. If nothing else, naps.
1000%, 1000%. So naps are in. Like I'm
Yes.
so like, mad I didn't take a nap today, but nevertheless, right? Moving forward,
Mhm.
if there was something that you could like change about the music industry, given the power, what's something that you change about it, Geisha?
Oh, I'm probably going to get a lot of slack for this. I would change probably like two things, and it may all be part of one. I would go back to labels doing the development and prioritizing talent over popularity, social media popularity to be specific. I would change that. And then I would change the mindsets of indie artists feeling like just because you're independent, your money still does not have to go through somewhere else. I feel like we folk got so far down this road to where artists just want to be able to control their own thing and control their own art. And that's where we started losing the quality of our artists that we're getting and the music that they're giving us. It just became lazy because they were so focused at being greedy, just like the labels. And then it turned around to artists realizing, oh, we're not making that much money off of music, so let's create our own label and literally do the same thing that they were doing before, just without the development part of it. So if I could do anything, I would change that. I think the whole like TuneCore, CD Baby, DistroKid, I think that aspect of it is cool, but a lot of people still don't realize there is still somebody getting super duper rich at the top. Because now you have people complaining, oh, we're not getting paid enough money off our streams. You're back with
Mm,
the cycle. It doesn't make sense.
mm,
So I would
mhm.
like for labels to honestly take more control. I think reworking how they did some of their contracts back in the day definitely changed some of that, and stop being greedy. But we need that development back from like real legit labels and professionals that know how to make stars, as opposed to leaving it in the hands of the artists and they get to this point to where, well, I got this far, so I'm not changing anything. Okay, you're gonna be dead in about 2 years. Not like literally dead, but your career.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what
Yeah, I feel
you
like
mean.
we're getting that. Everybody's being put out, recycled, done. Okay, we're not getting long lasting careers anymore. So that's what I would change.
1,000%. Like everything you were saying was so on point, and I'm a
Mhm,
huge nerd when it comes to like just learning about these things. So everything you said was definitely so important because being independent, there's also so many layers to that, and I
mhm,
just feel like independence isn't really for everyone because you don't know how to handle yourself. You don't know about character development. You know so many layers, right?
mhm.
And you end up probably spending more money than if you had gone with someone who can loan you enough to do what you need to do. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Hmm.
I do.
Yeah.
Great answer. Great answer. Uh, now I did want to ask you this: your latest record, is it out here?
Hmm.
Hi, Ross. Um, okay, so out here, how did that record come about? It's fun. I love the cover art, and as I said, I listened to your whole discography. So being able to come from 9Bs all the way up to out here,
Hmm.
like as I said, you can really hear your growth
Hmm.
and like how you like fine tuned everything,
Hmm.
but still kept the pen super fire.
Yeah.
So how did out here come about?
So my manager hit me and was like, because the songs that I was writing at the time, I didn't really have any inspiration off of it. So it wasn't, he's looking for records that are basically going to hit with the algorithm. And the songs that I was writing at the time weren't what we needed. So he was just like, you know what? It's summer. We got this pandemic thing going on. Write something based off of that. So I was like, all right, cool. Went shopping, got some beats, found that one and was like, okay, I dig this one, but I want it to be interesting. I want it to be better than Hold Me Back, and I want it to be something I haven't done yet. So I'm listening. It was one of them car moments. I was listening to it in the car. I couldn't find any words, and I was just like, you know what? Okay, we back outside. Pandemic's kind of slightly over, and I literally did this. It's going to sound funny. Hold on, wait. Ooh, let's stop the track. So I literally like dived down. I was like, okay, ooh, let's stop the track. Tell me let the booty step back, and I just kind of danced with it, and that's how I came up with it. So
That's how I feel every time I'm watching your Instagram and over your freestyles. Like you got me going. I'm like, this girl's lit. Okay,
it's my
continue.
vibe. Yeah, but no. So once I got the hook kind of together, I was like, okay, I want to make a play off the pandemic. So that's why I came up with it. Hit it with no mask on, give you that injection, and then just kind of went from there. I wanted to
Mm,
be about the pandemic, and I wanted it to be about us, what some of us are doing when we get back outside. Some of us want to go to the club, some of us want to go dance a little. Uh-oh, we got a little okay. Did I freeze?
so sorry. No, I literally have a timer on my phone
Yeah.
to be like, get your ass off Instagram. So it was like, get your ass off Instagram. So I was like, not yet, not yet.
Oh, okay,
You got
okay. So what was the last part? I don't know what you heard.
no. I you could just start
Uh-huh.
from my favorite part, which is like how you came up with the
Oh
sound.
yeah, ooh. But yeah, so I came up with that part, and my intentions of it was basically, what is everybody getting ready to do when they go back outside? Like, okay, y'all are ready to go have fun, go on dates, go to clubs, go to dancing, da da da. So yeah, I came up with that, and I was like, okay, let me make a play on the words. I think the last part of the second verse is probably my favorite part, though.
The last part of the second verse. How
That
come?
that one is, I just want to get a little peep peep long. That one. You had to show us a you need to make a fuck. You need to put it in the scene. I'm a bit like when I call you. I just get it beep beep long. I just get it in beep beep so make it stutter on my dignity. Don't drip drip on my tip. It's my on her lip. Cross it leg off my lip.
Y'all gotta go on all streaming platforms and type in Geisha and
So that's
out here, out now on all streaming platforms. Let us go.
facts
Let
everywhere
us
you can
go.
out
The
here.
track is fire.
Thank you, thank
She,
you. Yeah, so it was just a play on everything that was happening in the pandemic. The PPP mentioned that, the masks, the injections, being in the
mm-hmm.
house too long. Yeah, and what's funny is that last line of the hook, "See did she do what I said?" I came up with that line from CDC, "Do what I said." I just said it fast so it would sound like CDC, but I'm saying she did see. She did what I
So what did you call that? Is that a double entendre?
said. Exactly.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so you said you love movies. I just want to be able to get to know you a little bit better as well, if that's okay, Geisha, because we already know the pen fire. I know the music's coming.
Mhm.
Your manager's on that ass, so
Mhm.
I know things are gonna get done.
Yeah.
Are you open to like working with other artists or like doing um features or like collaborations? How are you about those things?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely into it. As of right now, I'm trying to get collaborations with doing on other people's songs because I can't drop mine as frequently. So it would kind of be a waste of time to just go out, hey, come feature on a song with me, and it might not come out for like months to years.
Mhm.
So I definitely have been reaching out to artists that I dig here in Charlotte because I won't just work with anybody. If you're not on the same level as me, I feel like there's no point. So I've reached out to a couple and I pretty much pitched to them the same thing, like, hey, if you have a song or anything that you think my voice would fit on, definitely let me know. I'd be glad to do it. And these are artists that I'm willing to do it for free. Now, anybody that's come to me, they got to pay me 300, okay? Because that pen ain't free. So, but yeah, no, I'm totally open to working with people. Definitely. Can't wait.
No problem. It said, okay, so I do I do want to know, as I said, get a little bit more personal. So, what movies have you been watching lately?
We can start from last night because last night,
Let's go. What you watch last night, girl?
Chloe
I watched Alexander on
Alexander.
Netflix. I love me some period pieces. Give
Okay,
me some white people with swords.
yeah,
I am
but
here.
you like Game
Okay.
of Thrones, I'm guessing then.
You know what? Funny enough, it wasn't really my cup of tea, but give me like Elizabeth, give me Troy,
Okay.
give me 300. I am
Mhm.
there.
Okay, I actually did just watch 300 last week, so I feel you on that one. I like a good period piece. Last night I was actually watching. It's gonna sound crazy, but Cloverfield Paradox. Believe it or not, a lot of people probably haven't heard of it. It's on Netflix, but it is the prequel to 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Okay.
Yeah, which was kind of sort of not, but also the sequel to Cloverfield. So that's why I watched
So, what is it like about?
that. That one is about how the first ones kind of began. Basically, these astronauts were up in space doing something they had no business because we ruined the Earth and they ran out of power. So they was like, we gonna create this giant beam and we gonna put it up in space because it's dangerous and we can't do it on Earth. But scientists on Earth was like, if you shoot that beam, it might cause a paradox, which is like when two dimensions pretty much clash together. So hard hit it.
Mm-hmm.
They did it anyway. Weird stuff started happening on the thing, and then monsters appeared on Earth, and then boom, we got these creatures.
Jeez. Jeez.
I will
It's like,
watch anything. Board off.
no, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. That almost sounds familiar to that one that was called like 3%, which I think is also on Netflix.
Oh, got
But I didn't
it.
finish it. It's like there's a whole like genre, just like the world is ending,
Mm-hmm.
or like all y'all are contaminated. These are the
Hmm.
upper echelon people.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Did you see
yeah,
Don't Look Up?
I didn't start it yet, but I see someone's post about it and why it isn't really popular, and now I'm definitely gonna watch it. I think like even probably after we're done tonight, because
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
It's good. It's good and it's funny, girl. Wait till you get the part with Ariana Grande singing. Just wait. It's it's hilarious. But definitely watch it. It speaks. I think they lying about it not being good because they mad it reveals what really happens in reality here. So it's a good movie. It's an awakening movie. I feel like.
Mm.
But other than
I
that,
love
give
something.
me a good biopic. What's love got to do with it? Five Heartbeat.
Halston, Halston,
Yes.
Halston on Netflix. It was a really good. It was like a TV limited series,
Yeah.
but he like the upper echelon of like the designers
Yeah.
when it was like 54
Yeah.
and all of that. But he was like coked out, like, but he was
Yeah.
like making like big. It was a really great experience.
Yeah.
So you should definitely watch that if you
I'll
like
check that
biopic
out. Yeah.
things as well.
Yeah.
And it's like so on point.
Hmm. I'll definitely check that out.
You know, Steve, you did mention Ariana Grande, and she actually, I think she probably was the first, or most recently, she did a concert
Hmm.
in the like virtual reality. I think it was in
Really?
Fortnite or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
and it's this whole thing with like NFTs, and you see
Mhm.
a lot of artists getting on it now.
Yeah.
Are you like privy to any of that? Is that anything that you're like interested in
Um,
or wanting to
I don't
know
fully
about?
understand it. I think the NFT thing, I think it is pretty cool because it's almost like bringing game tokens to reality. Because it sounds like stuff that you would collect in the game and it would make you feel like, oh my God, this is amazing. But I'm like, we out here trying to share this digital token and share it amongst people and, get paid off of it. It's a dope idea. I just don't fully understand it. However, my manager is preparing me and for the future with all that coming into play as it starts to flesh out a little bit more. He's going to be moving my career into that direction anyway. So getting used to using NFTs. I'm not too funky about the metaverse, honestly. So I don't really dig doing VR virtual concerts because if I have to put on those things for like a long period of time and then I'm performing for a fake crowd, I'm going to get dizzy. I'm going to get headaches. I'm going to have eyesight problems. I don't want that. I don't want none of that.
It's important that you say that because those are all the conversations and things that are coming out more and more as
Yeah.
people use it more, as people get more familiar in it, and be
Mhm.
able to see how us as like humans really interact with this whole thing and what we can make about it. But I definitely do feel like it is something huge, and
Yeah.
if you're serious about anything in the future,
Yeah.
can you still hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're serious about like anything in the future, that you should most definitely
Yeah.
like become more prudent and educated with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. He's definitely going to get me onto it as my career starts to get bigger and we start making some more money and we can start investing in things like that. Then, yeah.
1,000.
Yeah. But I'm not.
And even just learning what the terminologies mean
Yeah.
and getting familiar, those things don't cost you anything but your time,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So moving forward, what can we? I know you mentioned some things, but I'll officially ask you: what are some things that we can expect from you coming up with your music? Are you releasing any new records soon? Is your video possibly coming out? What's happening?
Yes, so we're doing a 6 to 7 single release this year, so it's going to be a very busy year. But with this song that we're going to be dropping in a few weeks, my guess it'll probably release sometime before the end of February. We're just doing some final little tweaks on it. There's going to be a video definitely for that because we feel like it's going to hit the algorithm so hard. We're going to need a video for it to make it really come to life. So we already actually have the concept kind of figured out for that. It's just boiling down to how do we bring it all together, cook it up, and make it this whole thing. But yes, the next single is done. It's ready. It's fly, and I can't wait to
Well,
drop it.
you and the team don't hesitate when it's coming out or when you guys are ready
Mhm.
to send it over, mail it.
Oh, got
You
you.
can share it.
Definitely. Yeah, because
You have to
it's
share it down.
fire. It's better than out here,
Yeah,
so that's why I'm like super excited. Hmm.
yeah, no, not a problem. So I had such an amazing time talking and getting to know you, Geisha. I definitely do not feel like this is the last time we'll be speaking, so don't be a stranger on me. I had a really great time speaking with you.
Yes, same. I really appreciate you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. This was good practice for future interviews because I have this thing about needing media training, which a lot of artists are missing also. But
What? Yes,
yeah,
facts. You did
yeah.
it. Trust
Thank you.
us.
Good for me. It's like a job interview almost. So I was like, PC. But I really
No, you did it
appreciate you.
wrong. You're really on point with the swearing.
Mhm.
I just have a potty mouth, so I just say,
Yeah.
let it shoot, let it go. Um, they already put the E beside my shit, so might as well
Mhm.
just let it go.
Yeah.
You did a great job. You're personable. You were honest. You were
Mhm.
transparent. You were authentic, and you were the real you. I felt like we got the real you tonight.
Big thanks.
So
That's all.
those are all things that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Media training.
Yeah.
You did
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, this was definitely fun for me, and I'm definitely gonna be back. It's well,
Oh,
listen to this.
1000%. You can't, yeah, you can't be a stranger. So let everyone know, Geisha, where they can follow you, where they can support you, where they can hang out with
Mhm.
you, and where they can stream your music and support you. Yeah.
So, on majority all platforms, you can follow me at Geisha the Artist, as you see spelled above. You can Google it in that same direction, and you'll find my website, or you can follow the link on my bio. As far as all music, you just gotta. There's another Geisha out here somewhere, so you might not.
Yes,
Yeah,
I, yeah, it happened. She's
yeah,
fire too, though. I was like,
I know.
I don't know if this is the same girl that
Yeah,
I got on
no.
Instagram.
So if you're ever looking for me on platforms, you kind of got to search Geisha and then the specific song. But that's fine. 'Cause
Um,
as my, brand starts to grow, I'll start popping up at the top of the algorithm. So it's totally fine. But other than that,
yeah,
just search Geisha the artist, YouTube, all that good stuff. And then I'm doing this weekly thing where I'm trying to be as consistent as possible, but outside life kind of gets in the way sometimes. But on Tuesdays and Fridays, I try to go live at 9 p.m. I think I'm going to
yeah.
shift it between TikTok and IG. It kind of just, I got to figure out what this algorithm thing is doing.
I gotta find you.
Yeah, yeah,
What's your
yeah. Geisha the
uh,
artist.
oh, well, you just said it.
Yep. I would definitely follow you back on there. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, gosh. You should definitely do live on TikTok then or something.
Oh yeah, definitely. Every Tuesday I go on live with Status Quo Movement, which she's a dancer, and we call it Words from Our Artists, where we talk about our different perspectives and what we're doing with our art and all that great jazz. So I do that with her on Tuesdays, and then Fridays it's pretty much you coming out to hang with me, pretty much.
Oh, that's so fire.
Yeah.
I'll let you brought that up before I let you go because
Mhm.
I don't like to, I don't want them shut down my thing. I feel like you say the other word
Yeah.
and shit starts acting funny.
Yeah.
But what made you decide to go over that side and kind of like grow over there as well?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely trying to do that. Because my manager is staying on me about like posting reels and everything. So same thing, I'm posting reels every like Monday, Wednesday, probably Thursday. So that kind of consistency. But I think I might do next week. I might do it on TikTok and see what's happening over there. See how many viewers we can get in. Because I think it's really dope how you could just be scrolling through and you pop into somebody's live. I think that'll be a good advantage for it.
1000%,
Yeah.
1000%.
Mhm.
So I want to say thank you so much again, Geisha. You're truly like a gift. Please don't. Oh, can we get that one more time? Like, I mean, the hair is fresh eyes. Can we get that one more time? Yes. No, it looks amazing.
Mhm.
Please take some proper selfies so you can have lots of content.
Yeah.
And like, let's just be real. We gotta make content, content, content. And I know it's difficult for a lot of us
Yeah.
as entrepreneurs, myself on the media side. But as you spoke about, though we may feel lazy, it's very important for us to just push through
Mhm.
as much as we can, consistent, because
Yeah.
that consistency
is what does it. Is what does it. Yes.
So, guys, this has been Geisha, the artist, from Repping for Charlotte, Bars on Bars on Bars.
Mhm,
I'm excited to see your progress.
mhm.
Excited to see you keep going. Thank you guys for tapping in. I'm your girl Kay. This has been Downtown World. Don't waste no time with negativity. We are also home of Eat Fruit, Mind Your Business.
Okay.
So,
Eat for mind your business.
that's
I eat fruit 5 days a week. Okay, so play no games.
that's why your
Healthy.
skin's so glowing.
You see the face.
Me too. Have a great day, Geisha. Good night,
Peace.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.